It's not even a surprise with this week. You're just going to immediately see what I was carrying.
What's this now? Oh, that's your background? I made. Oh, what the hell, man?
You, you didn't send me anything.
Amateur hour around here today.
I didn't send you anything. Was I supposed to send you the email about the
picture,
yeah. And the such? Well, thanks for letting me know.
Yeah,
for sure.
Next week.
All right. So yeah, Joe's meaty fist there to lead things off.
Yeah. Clutching a 707 because I love it.
Sliver of a 7.
It's
and an O and a 7.
It's the lightweight version, don't you know?
Compared to the
regular 707 that doesn't have a busted.
I'm still hung up on Joe's meaty fist.
Please don't be hung up on my meaty fist. That's not where you want to get caught.
Dick Richards, Black Frost. What's going on, guys?
Hello. Oh. Yeah, it was a relaxed kind of weekend for me for the most part. Well, relaxed in setting. So, not a lot of cutting chores to do, so yeah. This lightweight guy with me. I actually don't know what this weighs now that the hang broke. I should probably get those numbers and compare them to the official specs. Just out of curiosity.
The what broke now?
Oh, because when I dropped my 707, I broke the tip of the back of the tang off.
I see. Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, if it's like 1/10 of a gram of difference.
I think you're gonna have to go into thousands. You're gonna have to contact ZT.
It's gonna be.
I need to know specifically.
I need the molecular weight of this rough surface area of the knife.
Your knife is only 99.6% of itself anymore.
Yeah.
Your knife is less.
Hey, but I saw it land on the tip, and the tip didn't break, so I'm impressed by that.
You gotta love some soft 20 CV. You gotta love it.
It landed on the tip and the tang flew off?
Well, no, it landed on the tip and then kept spinning after it hit the pavement.
Okay.
So it started on the tip and then rolled this way and just kind of cracked. Yeah.
I just really like the idea of the tang just being like, nope.
There's so much stress built into the blade steel that it just fucking explodes. Lightest provocation. Yeah. Oh, Paul's all glitchy.
Paul's kind of glitchy.
Oh crap! And he muted himself. I don't know if he can hear us. I can ask you to unmute.
He's glitchy and muted.
Oh, that's not good.
Are we back?
You back?
Oh, I think you're back. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody tried to phone me. And it messed with my audio.
How dare they?
Indeed.
You should use that do not disturb notification so they don't do it to you again. Or notification option. I thought that Zoom enabled it automatically, but I guess it doesn't.
Indeed.
Regardless. Anyway, knives, you says.
Yeah.
Stanton. 357. What is up? So should I say what I'm carrying this week? Is that what I should do?
I think you should.
Also, the 3 guys in the chat and everyone else, what are you carrying? Pipe up. Calvin in the background. I know you're there.
He's got his Medfords. He's just stroking them like a cat. Yeah.
Anyway, Paul, what you got?
I have a Tengu.
Do you pet it like a cat? Do you pet it like a cat?
Rub it with my thumb.
That's not quite the same thing.
It's not. It's really not. But yeah.
No. I almost said
Jared Ozier, Benchmade. Joe's making faces.
Yeah, because he went super glitchy there for a sec on my end, but
it's not ideal.
But your audio came through just heavily delayed from what you were saying.
Weird.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Benchmade Jared Ozier, 20 CV. fits in a fifth pocket.
There may or may not be Black Friday sales going on.
May or may not.
Some in-store Black Friday sales throughout the 4 locations, blah blah blah, cutting edge, so on and so forth, all that jazz.
I don't know if we even have any more of these left, if I'm being completely honest. But,
They were a hot ticket, so
yeah,
Yeah.
they sold fast, and I was lucky enough to procure one.
They don't make them anymore, hey?
Discoed.
So if you want them, you might want to hurry up.
yeah, we got some gold class kicking around, you know. You could,
Also discoed. I mean, at the end of the year.
Which,
Benson is CRKT Directive, that cool little reverse Tanto blade.
I think I remember that one, yeah.
Yeah, good option.
Yeah.
I guess that's me, eh?
Yeah.
What are you gonna say? Go ahead.
Say,
Read some more about the
about
Tengu.
the smallest handle that will actually still fit my hand without like being a 3-finger. It's cutting it close, but it fits.
Well, if you just ground that flipper off, you'd be fine.
That's probably true. Yeah, I'd have lots of room.
Mm-hmm.
Like a whole 1/16 of an inch.
And then detanto it, you know.
I'm gonna be honest, I was thinking about it.
Terrible
And
ideas.
then grinding a giant finger choil into it and putting a Spidey hole so you can flick it.
The thing,
No.
though, is the version of it's close. Are you suggesting that he grinds like away the handle as well to match?
Just get right into the
No, I just want him to take his flipper off and realize he has no way to open his knife at this point. He's like, oh, what have I done?
Throw it at a wall. I might get lucky and it'll pop open.
Yep.
Ben, thanks for joining us as well.
Sure.
What are you carrying, my friend? What are you carrying? I guess that's me leading it off. I was carrying my mini Adamas. Yeah, of the brownish variation or greenish variation.
Green
Or
advantage? Is it a brownie greenish?
it's a greenish, so to speak.
Ground? No, that's just
No, but yeah, we were out and about and in the out of doors, so I brought this bad boy out. Yeah.
knife on a fence post.
Well, you know, there's a lot of fence posts in Alberta. You just gotta look around a little bit. They're everywhere.
It's a great backdrop for this kind of photo. I dig it.
Well, it turned out okay. So
Yeah.
it was chilly. There was a couple breezes running through those gorges, and yeah,
Funneling that wind.
the icy wind picked up, and yeah, that was fun in the face for sure. So
I believe it.
yeah, Paul, just leave that one right where it is. It's
Yeah.
there. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shit. What are you
Yeah,
drinking
not
tonight?
engaging.
I'm drinking Cronenberg 664 in a fancy tall Henkel glass because pinky's up, you know.
Keep it cold.
On a sweet, sweet Pokey Factor coaster, you know.
Very nice.
Because, I don't know, someone posted something about a Pokey Factor coaster holding up well. Yeah, so
Yeah. Maybe one day I'll be able to do the same thing.
maybe I'll have one of my own.
What about
I
you,
like
Paul?
to stare at camera while you drank there. I'm drinking a Brew House Radler.
Oh, yeah.
It is adequate.
Adequate but not good.
No, it's not bad, but there's definitely better Radlers out there. But it was a really good price for the 12 pack or whatever. I think it was only like $15 or $16. Like it was.
Examinator? thanks for joining us as well. Yeah, indeed.
To be honest, that's kind of how I felt about the River Valley I'm drinking. It's perfectly adequate.
Perfectly adequate.
It is drinkable.
Yeah.
Apparently, Pinky's Up is a one-man operation this evening.
I don't have any of my fancy whiskeys, and I probably won't till after Christmas. So yeah.
It's a Radler. I'm happy.
So yeah. Am I getting this party started? I don't know if I am or not. You guys have topics?
Yeah, I got one.
I have at least one.
I got one that's pretty brief. We could start there.
On your topic?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be pretty short, I think. But
is it bitching about Spyderco not being able to release anything? Okay.
No, just assume that I'm still complaining about it, even if I'm not, because I am.
Yeah. You have to end every topic that you ever bring up. P.S. Spyderco is still not releasing shit.
Yep. Unfortunately, my favorite company just not making cool new shit for me. I'm not upset. Not really.
Hey man,
Through rare PM2s are a thing, but
they're releasing more than like 4 models at least. Better than my favorite.
Fair.
Yeah.
It's fair.
2 in a repeat. It's fine.
Like I like them, but come on, give me variety.
Give me some of the weird Ed Shemp shit. Come on.
I mean, yeah, there is also that.
I think the Bowie, the Shemp Bowie, the folder just got discontinued too recently.
That wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, but
so mini topic before big topic. That actually makes me want to buy one a bit more now because I want another clip point modern-ish folder. But
see, we still got to bitch about Spyderco, Joe. There you go.
It's not bitching. I really like that knife. I'm just
yeah. We detoured onto the Shemp stuff because he's got some weird stuff, but yeah,
he does. So as far as the actual topic for tonight, I think I might need to resize my windows here. I wanted to highlight someone who doesn't need our help being highlighted, but Brian Winters, Winter Blade Co. over on Instagram. So I think he had an article put up on Knife News somewhat recently, but that's not why I'm bringing him up now. You just may recognize the name from that. He is specializing in making knives with magnetic actions, which is cool as hell. He's doing side opening automatics. He is doing out the front automatics. He's doing these weird distorted pictures of what I can only assume is himself. But the variation in his designs and the number of prototypes that this guy spits out at the pace he does, I find very impressive. I'm not sure if we're like technically allowed to show videos from Instagram on YouTube, so I'm not going to try playing these in browser. But
yes, and as soon as you scroll down and we see the dagger with the magnetic, that is the one that seems to have gone viral on him, and that one's the one that everyone seems to be talking about right now. So
yeah,
because that's cool as hell.
Folding knives that have dagger blades or that are sharpened on both sides are not exactly common, so it's something that people are going to gravitate towards for sure. I don't even think this is as cool as some of the stuff he's posted earlier. But like even for his out the front mechanism, there's not just one mechanism. Like he's experimenting with different kinds of openings and playing with them. I don't really know how his business operates. If it's like small batch of knives every now and again. If I recall correctly, Shabazz actually has one of, if not 2 of his knives that are side openers. So in that you would press the side. There's a little button that's being moved and that repulses the blade open. Repulses, is that the right word? It uses magnetism to push the blade, basically. It's cool as hell.
How do the magnets work?
Yeah.
And again, what was the name of that magnetic? Which story? His company itself?
Winter Blade Co. So Winter Blade, trademark pending. No, actual trademark. Magnetic knives, tools, etc. First production release is currently in the works. Yeah. He's just a really cool innovator, and I will say that, like, magnets and knives, not something you'd normally expect to see. There are some inherent drawbacks with that, but honestly, the novelty of the idea is just super cool to me.
And just as I see it right now, there doesn't seem to be any sort of web presence too much except for through Instagram.
Yeah, I think this is his side job. Like, I think he must be doing something else full time, and then this is something that he's doing. Like, he's building up on the side kind of thing.
Yeah, because there is absolutely nothing when you try to do a quick Google search of like Winterblade Go or Magnetic.
Google search.
The good old Google search. Anyway.
Anyway, just a small thing. You should all check it out, especially if you're allowed to own automatics wherever you live, because this is cool as hell. Yeah.
Indeed. Yes. Magnets are pretty fancy. And it's kind of funny because on more than one occasion, we've had people like wonder about something that has a like super crisp detent, and people are like, oh, is that magnetic? And unless you're holding a Leatherman free, it's like, no, it's not. So, and the Leatherman frees don't do that. They just happen to have magnets in them.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
I'm curious to see how. Well, okay, if I'm being honest, the guys who buy these types of knives, they're not going to be dealing with like metal shavings, metal dust. I've had issues with metal shavings and metal dust getting caught in places like the magnetic interior of my phone charging port and having to clean it out with a toothpick. So that criticism may not be.
We thought you were going to say something else when it says caught in places.
Yeah, sure. I wear clothes while I'm working the grinder. Why wouldn't
Just a belly button full of metal shavings.
Yeah, safety first and all that.
Yeah, nothing a Q-tip with Vaseline wouldn't be able to clean out, right? Just gonna leave that mental image for you right there.
So now you say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, if you want to open up the second email, that's not the
just the image
link, just the image. Yeah.
Yep. And
so QSP knives WEvivi knives and WE knives continue to have this fun little, I'm going to make a WE knife and then I'm going to re-release it as a baby form in the WEvivi lineup, and then I'm going to take a WEvivi knife and then I'm going to turn it into a WE knife and bling the hell out of it and call it an Elementum with 20 CV and titanium, and now under the WE platform. And for Joe, and I'm sure Paul has a little bit, actual Damasteel Hackapella pattern Damasteel on the fancy version.
That's pretty awesome.
I don't remember what the beacon is, if it's a WEvivi as well, and they blinged it. I remember a Deacon, but that was actually a WE knife, which is a completely different thing completely.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, I think I remember liking the Deacon, just as an aside there.
That's not the right knife, Joe. That's not where we're going.
No, it's not. We're not going to spin off to that. Don't worry. I've been saying for a very long time, I've been surprised that WE hasn't made a better version of the Elementum. I guess they were just biding their time for whatever reason, working on new models. But I mean, it makes sense. I'm glad that they're doing it. It's a good platform. Even if I think personally the knife is a bit too small, it's perfectly reasonably sized for most everything you need to do. So shit, why not?
So something that Black Frost actually mentioned while we were chatting about this knife is we all wanted the moat to be a little bit bigger. Now it's bigger. It's same materials, slightly larger, very similar, not quite the same blade shape because the moat is a whole different kind of orca looking thing, but
but similar.
I'm all for. There's definitely got to be a market for, hey, I like that knife, but I wish they made an upgraded version. So
that market is called WEvivi and WE. Like it's exactly. 100%.
I mean, but like Rook does the same thing. It's not just them. Friggin' QSP with the Penguin.
Yeah. They just
Yeah.
don't do it across brands is the big difference, I would say.
That's fair.
Because QSP doesn't have a cross brand, right?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Kershaw and ZT would probably be the biggest comparison with that, I guess.
So
the most
kind of
part.
what I was gonna lead into is I would like to see more of the cross-platform brands. Whether it's Artisan and CJRB,
Ooh.
whether it's Kershaw and ZT, take some designs from Kershaw because they got some decent designs, and actually make one that's worth building.
If I could get an induction made by ZT, I don't give a shit about the other details because I know I would own one immediately. Holy shit, Kershaw has a lot of nice designs that are just underbuilt due to the nature of the materials.
Yeah,
But
these could have been good if they were made better.
Well,
Great way to say that, Joe.
well, this is okay.
He knows better than anyone. He owns CRKT stuff. Like,
I do. I own more CRKT and Kershaw than I should, but I do. Actually, just very briefly on that note, and this is something I talked to Paul about I think the last time we worked together. One argument that comes up online for arguing against searching for the highest of the highest end of steels is like, oh, half of you wouldn't know the difference between using 8CR and 20CV anyway, or 8CR and S35 anyway. Like, pick your poison. And these arguments, I don't know, it falls flat when, like, one day you go to break up some cardboard boxes and you take your Kershaw, like, I almost never use this thing. Let's give it a go. And at the end of the first cardboard box that you've cut into strips to be recycled, the knife is, like, just dull. Like, I'm not talking, like, little speckly white specks. I mean, like, the entire edge has a reflection to it. I'm sorry. No, give me S35 if you can. Like, of course I want to see these designs in better materials. Why wouldn't I? Anyway, it's mini rant there, but no.
But regular Elementum's nothing to sneeze at, and there's already been exclusives with other things in them, like S35 and whatever, right? I don't know exactly what the JG10 one was from Blade HQ, but I mean,
I want to say M4.
I'm gonna guess M4. Yeah.
Like, but
that's what they did everything with. But it's kind of weird to see an Elementum with M4 if that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was actually an S35. I could be wrong on that one too, but yeah.
Hard to say. Yeah. I guess I could go back and look, but.
So yeah, this is kind of an exciting thing to see. The other thing that makes me chuckle is Black Frost had mentioned these guys, and I was like, oh, cool, that's a sweet little topic. The Hackapella Damasteel is also what was in the Gold Class Emissary that Black Frost also actually owns. Yeah,
Funny.
So
nice.
Convenient that he's going after similar patterns here.
Imagine that.
I forgot I knew 2 or 3 people who had gold classes. That's funny.
So.
It's a nice looking pattern, though.
It is nice.
Anyway, yeah, good times. Several options. I don't know. We'll probably bring something in for the shop because that's cool.
I would hope so. It would sell very well.
But I got to get me a wee knife thug first. That's the first thing on the list is getting one of those tiny little bastards.
Wee thug. I want to bring up a picture of that. Just
better be the all brushed one. Make it worth your while, Joe. You've got one chance to do this
Absolutely
right.
All brushed.
Well, here you go. You get both.
All brushed or bust.
No, we're not going
Only
to.
being mildly an asshole, but still.
Where's their website? It usually turns up right away.
So that's actually a good picture of the brushed one and the carbon fiber one.
I like the comparison shot. Yeah, for sure. I just see quick. So remind me why you like the Thug so much?
Why? I don't know. It's just a cute little bastard. Yeah, I like tiny tanks, and the brushed finish is awful nice, and the patinaed barrel pivot color. Those things. It's all patinaed with the copper and the bronzy and the sexy thing.
Not a bad looking knife.
It's enough for me to get over the right hand only pocket clip. So,
I mean, because it's the correct way to carry it.
Well, it's the right way, but it's.
It is the right way.
Yes, he said it.
Yeah, but with
Can't-
that level of defeat in his voice, it doesn't make me
I
feel good
mean-
about it.
It's as equal as clipping it to your belt on the outside of your pants. It's
How dare you, sir?
about an equal level of, yeah, I guess I can make this work.
I'm trying to enjoy my perfectly adequate beer without the taste of vomit in my mouth. So if you could please not make me
Hey,
upchuck.
Oh,
Lori from The Walking Dead had to advertise her Spyderco Endura somehow.
Okay.
The bills gots to be paid.
The
on
only
the product
thing-
placement, okay?
The only thing I can say, well, yeah, product placement, but the only other thing I can say about that is at least there's a back spring that's keeping that thing closed. It's not just like a detent ball. That's the only thing.
Because those Endura back springs are got an 8 out of 9 on the pull.
I'm gonna spite you both, and I'm gonna like bandolier all my knives on my belt and just
Mhm.
lose my collection all in one go.
I was just gonna say that's how you lose your collection the instant you come into work like that.
We'll get espresso based bushcraft to rig you up a full belt.
There you go.
If
So-
you've got actual leather loops that you're slipping the knives through, sure. But if they're just hanging around on the outside of your belt, get the
Oh
fuck out of here.
no, that's the dumbest commission I could possibly ask.
Yeah.
And for the record, Black Frost, yes, it is a Tanto, but you can't see that part because Joe's cut it off of the screen.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
perfect.
sorry.
Don't worry about it.
I was trying to show off the textures. I was trying to show off the textures.
I'm an asshole, so what? I'll call you out on it. There we go. Look, it's a Tanto.
Do you detanto it?
No, look at that.
Not this one.
That would take so much effort, if nothing else.
No, but it's a stubby little bastard. You can just keep the front and you're going to use it just the front bit. And if you have to do something in like a reverse, that's where you use that straight little piece. But everything else is just going to be that little front cutty.
That little front cutty. Gotcha.
That's right.
I hate that I know what you're talking about.
Well, that's all you need.
To hate the fact.
It
This is-
kind of does look like a Medford Thug, but it's not this thick. So
I'm kind of curious about that Medford Thug. Let's look that up. I will say the WEthug is a deceptively small knife too, right? And the Medford is not.
honestly, I'm expecting it to be like techno-ish to DPX, Mr. DP, because when you're that much, they call you Mr.
Which one of these? None of these are labeled very well. These are all Marauders. It's a Medford Slim. Okay, let me just bring up. Let me use Google properly. Okay.
I read Medford and didn't. I'm not sure what the Thug is. That one was a wee knife Thug. That looks like a Praetorian. Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, the Medfords are beasts.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Yeah, that's accurate.
The what do
The
they say?
Kiku from SOG, I believe, is potentially what Dick Richards is talking about.
That sounds about right.
But it's stretched out. It's very similar, but it's a stretched out blade. It's
Well, the
but a
Kiku
tangent-
folder
again-
is pretty stubby.
we were talking about that on Friday, and where do you draw the line? The Tanto groove versus the, like, as far as recurve Tanto, blah blah blah. I can't even remember what other knife we were talking about.
I'll be honest, like I guess they're both little stubby knives, but they're not that similar.
They both have a
Probably
recurve
parts.
blade. The recurve blade and the like sort of Tonto tip. There are some similarities, but I wouldn't call it a rip-off or a clone. They're very similar, but as far as the size too, that's the other thing I'm curious about.
Kiku custom knives.
Closed length 4-3.
Yeah, Joe. Dick
Sorry?
Richards is saying Kiku custom knives apparently may or may not be. Anyway.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
I'm curious about that.
I don't know
Kiku
if it's
Matsuda?
necessarily the Thug, dude. It's just Kiku custom knives. Yeah.
Like a Kiku knife. Yeah, okay. So looking through Kiku here. Maybe? Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't know
know.
if I don't know if I want to go through 7 pages of it right now, but possibly. There have been a lot of designs that are just stupid similar to each other with minor differences, but like Dennis was saying, that there's a lot of that
Rewritten. Yeah.
yeah, lot yeah.
I just liked the titanium and the brushed finish, and I'm a sucker for that shit. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, you are.
That's what I was gonna say. Is that brushed finish is definitely worth
It's
the
the
entry fee.
most interesting option out of the 3 different models that I've seen so far, including the carbon fiber, which I like the carbon fiber, but this is different for sure.
And I mean, if you stretched it out and made it a fixed blade, it would also be an RJ Martin Rampage that Boker made a production version of as well, if you stretched it out and made it a fixed blade. But yeah. Alan Auschwitz made a knife called the Pharaoh that had a weird little chisely recurve on it as well.
Remember the
There's a bunch. There's a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, the
Can we all
crazy.
just agree that knife design is fairly derivative of each other at this stage for the
You
most
got
part?
it. You got an edge and a handle. Ah, you rip off. You're just copying. Yeah.
Not to say that there's never going to be any innovation, but
I seem to see more innovation on how things are done rather than how they end up looking or feeling. That hasn't really changed.
Like magnets.
Just like magnets.
We all know how they work, Paul. We all know.
do we?
We don't.
Well, some of us do. I don't know.
Anyways, yeah. I
Just
really
caught up.
like that.
Yeah, I'm kind of just caught up and looking at the brush finish in the pictures here.
That wasn't even what we were talking about. I don't know how we
No.
got on the thug topic, but
Away
derailed
from
that.
the
Good times.
where
Yeah.
did that go? Yeah, the Elementum.
We were talking about the Elementum.
Yeah. Okay, so would you like to see that brush finish come to something like the Elementum, something a bit more accessible in design?
No. Because I don't want it to become kitschy and everyone just like jump on the train. I think it should be like, and something you see in the custom knives that you don't see very often in the production world because of the extra work that it takes sometimes, type of thing, right? So, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that finish until I hold it and get a feel for it in hand and see what it like texturally, what it feels like.
You got to brush your cheek against it, like Paul's Tengu, right?
Give it a slight lick.
Just a slight lick, not a full
Sit
lick.
there and
Yeah, just
Pet it.
gentle.
there. Anyway, I'm not letting you touch my thug when I get it. By the way, it's He's like, I'm just gonna need a minute alone in the back room. Don't mind me.
Let me touch your pleroma and I'm good.
We're not gonna go there. I mean,
Dennis
that
is still
one
a little
was
sore.
well. I had to send it back to the company. I was like, no, send it back. I don't want this knife anymore. It's obviously defective.
Its maidenhood has been besmirched by Paul manhandling it. Clearly.
That's right. You were snapping it open like you didn't own a gold class. Like it's
Give it the old wrist flick.
I've never. I did cut with your knife before you got a chance to cut with your knife, but I wouldn't snap your knife open rudely. That's.
I hope not, because those stop pins hit internal stops on bare titanium, and that makes me feel gross at the worst of times. Or best of times, I guess, but yeah. Okay, so I kind of wish. Here's my first little micro critique. I kind of wish the Elementum had some kind of texture on the handles. If we was gonna do it, if they're gonna bother making them out of nice materials, give me something.
Potentially with the titanium, but it does depend on how much they chamfer the corners of them.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't give a shit about the chamfering. It looks like they did a fine job there. But the actual faces of the titanium, I just want to see more work put into it. That's all.
Depends on the price point.
You think these are going to be cheap for Wii?
I don't know. They're trying to appeal to an Elementum market, so there's always that, right? It does say should be at dealers January 2022, so they're not messing around on that front.
Okay. Okay.
If you scroll up, yeah.
When you were talking about texture on the handle, I thought you were talking about like for grip. And I was going to say that the two darker handles that look like they're like a deeper acid wash probably have a pretty decent grip, like a Sabenza does, as far as like that chalky texture that.
Well, or like the moat.
Yeah.
That we've like played with, right? It does have, and it's a little slippery, but just because of how small it is, right? So yeah.
I'm gonna say I don't have the moat ready to go from our photos, but here's a picture.
Meh. Yeah.
Pretty flat. Pretty flat.
And I do find that one a little hard to flick open, but that's because I don't like flippers and it's a dragonfly size. So
yeah.
Flippers work best when you can get your whole hand on it.
Flippers work best when they're not a flipper. Paul's personally insulted.
Yeah.
You didn't invent it. I don't know who did. Kit Carson, maybe? I don't know. Does he get credit on the flipper?
He gets credit for his particular type of flipper. I think he gets credit for being the first to introduce it to a liner lock build, but yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
how much
I bet you it's further back than we realize.
Yeah. It's I think it was old enough that he couldn't patent it. Like it was like 1800s type shit.
But yeah, it was a quillion on the side of a knife before it was actually meant to be a
some kind
flipper
of
tab type of thing. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
You crazy Italians.
Hey, man.
I still think
I'm giving you credit for inventing a flipper from 400 years ago. That's not true. Don't believe any of the information I give you.
400 years.
The Indian guitar that you like squeeze and they pop open, that's got to be like the original like automatic, right?
Not really an automatic.
Joe, why do you got to take my happiness away?
It doesn't snap. I mean, okay. Answer me this: if you let go, do they pop back shut?
I don't know.
Okay,
I think some of them are actually under spring pressure and they're like locked.
Okay. If they're under spring pressure and locked, then sure, yeah, those would be automatic, 100%.
Take it. I'll take it. I have no idea if that's how they're made at all.
Don't believe any of the information Paul has to say either.
Nope. I just like the way they look.
Watch other sources for that information.
Yeah.
I mean, I can do a deep dive on some Indian knives. I'm into that kind of shit.
It's all good. It's all good. Does anyone know what the beacon is? I don't know. I want to know.
Beacon. Honestly, no. Also, they say Elementum designed by WEvivi. It's like, you liars, you're stealing the credit from poor little old WEvivi.
I mean, it was just the one guy would like walk out of his office and walk into his WEvivi office, gave himself the finger, and then walked back out.
Yep. The Wii office is much nicer than the WEvivi office, though.
It's weird. It's like, it's a noticeable difference.
It's the same building, but it goes from like,
Oh, they're across the hall from each other in my canon.
That video game Fear with the hospital and the lights flickering and the just pristine. Yeah.
Okay, so the beacon doesn't turn up on their own website yet.
So it might be a new.
I think it is.
Because we like the new news
And for the record,
the old news.
This is the Deacon as well, just because the new.
Oh, The Deacon was okay. It was nothing to write home about, but
I've never
there's a
handled
purple
one.
one, so
It looks comfy.
I'm torn. I don't know whether I'd go with the brass gold or the purple.
The correct answer is purple, but I mean the bronze is nice too.
I've never handled one. But
I'll take one in gray, please.
Fine. Here's your gray one. Actually, that is a nice looking tumbled finish they have on the bolster there. That's kind of cool.
Don't you worry about it.
Purple's pretty sexy though.
But I like the texture on that gray more. The color's better on the purple.
But like, you could have still tumbled the purple. Tumble it first, and then handle it.
Yeah, I would have preferred that for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is not the beacon. This is the beacon.
No, it's the Deacon.
So it was the beacon another upgrade from the Wii category or from the WEvivi category?
I tried to find it on WEvivi and I couldn't find it on WEvivi's either. So it might just be a new. Like I said.
Okay.
Why does Pingu keep coming into my brain every time you say new?
Snoot.
And then that reminds me of the Pingo from Spyderco. And that reminds me that you should just have one made out of Elmax because that's the right version. But anyway.
Was that the tattoo version that had the Elmax blade?
You bet it was.
Yeah, that was a
really steel with the
That was a cool knife.
The Spyderco anodizing on the side of it, and
it's like
Elmax.
they actually gave a shit.
Yeah. It's like they thought, what can we do to be better?
And they did it. My God, they did it.
They succeeded. That doesn't sound like any company I know.
There's that.
It was even purple, Paul. You would have been so proud.
Oh, have you not seen this?
Just look at Elmax Pingo. And that thing's a Pingu. And then it's the new. And we're back to where we started. It's good.
I think I know what we're talking about, but I want confirmation.
It's not that. It's not the Colorado PM2, for the record. It's
Thank Christ, because
you should see it momentarily. Yeah. Like they actually gave a shit. And it's not just the same Spyderco.
But littler.
Yes. And do you see how they got the Spyderco bug, like little mouth and face and eyes on one side, and then they've got the butt end on the other? Like it actually wraps around. Like they actually gave a shit when they were doing the design work. It's cool.
Hey, Spyderco, produce a rock lobster in this exact pattern and just print your own money.
Hey, Paul, these are available right now for $330 American.
But
that was weird.
If you're going to do the rock lobster with Elmax in a sprint run with the fancy titanium handle, the Spider has to be anodized green to like bluish or so because the handle was a green G10 on the rock lobster.
Yeah, I'm bringing that up right now. There was a
cash money green. Come on.
Yeah. Natural G10 and then
they actually did that not too long ago. They re-released the rock lobster last year, I think, or even earlier this year.
You can do a heavy acid wash and then do a bronze anode and get a color similar to that brown.
I mean, if you wanted.
I mean, I'm not saying that you should, but that's the right choice.
But you could if you wanted. I'm pretty
sure that would succeed at doing that thing.
But the Pingu's cuter.
It is cuter. The rock lobster just is a great knife, and it's got the PPT finger choil, and I mean, apparently that's all it needs.
Apparently.
But what I need is more than just VG10. Thank you.
Like Elmax.
Yeah, that'd be great. It's a good looking knife.
Yeah.
It is not new. It is very old.
Why is the spider hole so small? Is it
so you can put a thumb stud. I wonder if one of my Benchmade thumb studs would fit into it. Put the Adamas. It's the big cone-shaped one. I wonder if you could put that into the hole and make it a thumb stud opening. It's got a half stop, I think, on this little son of a bitch too, if I remember correctly.
Him, right?
Brody also has a pathetically small Spyderco hole. Just wanted to put that out there.
If you're gonna put a hole in something, you might as well You might as well put a thumb
The
stud in it.
roadie has the dimple to open.
Yep.
So
But
am I supposed to two-hand open my knife like a pleb?
Well, this is a slip joint, so yes.
Yes, this is
No,
okay.
you obviously put in the Damas thumb stud in a roadie and open it that way.
Don't like that. Don't like that one bit. I'd rather put a thumb plate in the pingo so I can.
We can
play
go
with it.
on. Show me a picture of something like
I
it.
don't know if it's going to be today, next week, even years from now, but someday you're going to step on a nail and it's going to be karma for you making us hear that sentence.
Probably.
We'll see. We'll see.
If there is a god, no.
And he never stepped on a nail again. So you've either cursed me or blessed me, one or the other here. It's like
one or the other. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the ambiguity.
Yeah, it's a gamble.
Oh,
you know, as soon as I do it, I'm going to just like text you or take a picture of like in my foot.
You son of a bitch.
This is your fault, you bastard.
Yeah. It's one of those things once you say you can't take back.
Nor should you. Nor should you.
I don't hate that beacon either.
No, I like
In
the
the-
fuller.
In the
prefer
gray
it to the
variety
Elementum.
and the whole like the first one, -1. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Clean.
That one is
Clean.
nice. The blue is pretty too. It looks like it has the moat finish.
The mottling, so to speak.
Yeah.
Indeed.
If they're within $20 of each other, I would go with the blue over the gray. If the blue is substantially more expensive, I just go with the gray.
It's okay to be wrong, Joe. It's okay. I mean, most of our audience, probably Paul agrees with you, but you're still wrong.
I know you like the gray shit.
The gray's
I don't
nice.
even like the black ones on that one or the black and gray. Just give me straight gray. Yeah.
Well, how many times have I said, give me options other than black for my handle? Like, I'd rather have options.
I specifically buying my the Artisan Century. Buying that knife, I was like, there is not a chance in hell that this one will ever change color. It just doesn't need it.
And Zaminator, best point of the night, looks like a Kershaw Skyline. Yeah, it sure does. They chopped it down a little bit, but
Yep.
Joe's going to get his Kershaw Skyline.
Yep.
They let it across the border. Don't worry. It's okay.
Have a good night, Stanson.
Stanson,
Yes.
take care, man. Thanks for joining us.
Have a good night. Yeah, I mean, kinda. It's got some similar lines. To a degree.
And by to a degree, you mean it's just not a rounded butt end, and that clip is hideous. Holy shit, get that off the screen. Turn it around the other way. Hide
There
your
you go.
shame,
There
man.
you
Hide
go.
your shame.
My shame, not Kershaw's shame.
Oh no, Kershaw's not shameful or shamed about their pocket clips. Have you seen what they put on knives?
Yeah.
You owning them should be.
The Damascus bladed one there.
Yeah. Yeah,
it
this is their old, I think, Arkansas, Damascus.
Alabama.
Alabama down. Yeah. That's what it was.
Alabama Dama.
I think this is
The
the.
Alabama Dama Lama. It's.
I need to carry this knife more often. It's just.
I don't know. Customs might take it away from you.
Uh,
Sorry, that's the knife that caused all the problem in Canada with flippers is a goddamn Skyline. It wasn't even an assisted opening. That's the
No.
best part about this whole conversation.
Yep.
Throwback Skyline. I hate you.
He feels some sort of way.
It's
As
all
he
its fault.
should.
It's not Kershaw. It's not Customs. It's not the retailer that was trying to get in that may or may not have been selling other questionable things. I don't know. But what I do know is that goddamn Skyline. It's,
You guys remember when they did the Skyline XL? And they made it out of HCR?
they sure did. But then they made a fixed blade and almost redeemed themselves, like 65% redeemed.
Yeah.
I thought
That's
you
a
were
C
gonna say,
plus.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say that's a C at the very least, right? Like it's passing grade.
for a second when you said 6D, I thought you were going to say Rockwell, and I was immediately like, there's not a chance. It's probably 59, 58, 59.
If ZT's not going to do it on their 20 CV, I mean,
I don't know about recently, but
they may or may not have done it accidentally on their LMAX.
they maybe went a little too hard on their LMAX. Just a touch.
I shouldn't baton with my 801. Is that what I'm hearing?
I wouldn't.
You do you, man. You do you.
Is that just a polite way of telling me to go fuck myself?
No, I want to see you baton with your 801 and break it.
No, it's not a chance.
Oh man, it just cracked off in its weakest spot. There's no flipper anymore.
Funny how that all worked out.
And then you carve a big finger toilet into it and Spidey flip.
Yeah, I'll just do like the artisan and flick it with my ring finger.
Now you've got carpal tunnel syndrome because of that.
Yep.
All the reverse Spidey flicking finally caught up with you.
Hey, man.
All right.
There's
So
other contributing factors.
I got something new to talk about, you sons of bitches. Let's keep going.
New.
Let's
Get
talk
this
about
train going.
All
It's the
right.
link. Link it up.
I'm gonna clean up all these tabs, and then I'm gonna get that link.
Get it. Get the link.
Flippers are training wheels for knives. Hey, Mr. Fisk.
I was gonna say that was Fisk, wasn't it?
It sure was. You're a swell fella, and I like you a whole bunch, but come on, man. There's more than one way to open a knife.
Cheers, man. Cheers.
Indeed. I'm
How
waiting
much-
for him to unsubscribe because I called him a swell fella.
Well, something. No, not going there. Miguron knives, you say?
That's racist. So,
Is it?
He was just holding on to that one, just waiting.
oh yeah. So, a company that I didn't discover, was handed on a plate too, and I said, "Hey, I want to look at these a little bit more." So let's look at these a little bit more. Yeah, it's a new company.
Oh dang! So they offer OEM, but this is their own product line.
Sure.
Cool, cool.
Yeah, it says they also offer OEM work. So I
There we go.
imagine
Yeah.
their own.
So what we're all saying is these guys make best tech. So, but no, we're not saying that at all.
I'm gonna look at this skinny boy here.
So they're using a lot of different steels, but one of the main ones is a DC-53. Yeah, Joe.
I haven't heard of that one. That's interesting.
So I believe, I could be wrong, either a Chinese or Russian equivalent of Schleipner.
Okay.
Slightly better than D2, XHP, somewhere in that.
LMAXy kind of.
No, LMAX is better. You don't besmirch LMAX's good name with XHP.
We're talking about edge retention solely here, right?
Whoa, okay, that's fine. XHP is delightful, and I will not have you besmirching her good name.
Yeah, so is Kirby, but I'm not going to take him to battle.
You don't know.
Don't fight my chinchilla.
He could. Fuzzy nuts over there. Yeah. That professor knows things we could only dream of.
The old. He knows that his nuts are fuzzy.
Speaking of dreaming, that's probably what he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's passed right out. If he wakes up, maybe I'll grab him later since Fisk is here.
But yes, they use M390, they use S90, they use S35, they use several things. But
Let's look at their most expensive now. 193 bucks American at this 20% sale, so 240 American. Okay. S90V. That's sounding a lot like Tucson. I wonder if it's tempered correctly.
Or is actually S90.
Buy now on AliExpress.
That doesn't shock me. That doesn't shock me. One of the major retailers that are selling this is also a retailer that sells Tucson, which you can find in very few places other than places like AliExpress and things like that.
For
So
sure.
it also doesn't shock me that this retailer also has this Miguron knives. No disrespect to the Migurons.
I think Mr. Fisk got it correct here. We are a couple of jive turkeys.
More or less. Hey, look, Paul, it's a coffin handled front flipper.
And as if you don't pass the bargain bin and at least check out if Viking season 3 is in there because it's the only one you're missing. Come on, like we all do it. Well, Fisk, you can admit it from time to time.
That bad, eh? The front grind, the tip grind on this thing makes me a little bit
sad. Like, how could they do that to S90V?
Disgruntled.
So it's fine. It's just fine. If they put a GTC label on it and called it a ZT with a flipper, you'd eat it up.
No, it'd have to say like designed by Chizola or something, right?
If ZT made a front flipper, I might plots.
Okay, so that's one knife out of the bunch. Let's take a look and see what else.
And on Fisk's note of unsubscribing because season 3 was trash, there's always that one season that has to do what it has to do. There's some ugly moments and people don't agree with what happened, but in order to evolve and change and continue on, you can't be what you were. We just have to accept these changes and hope that season 4 is got a better serial killer than Delilah. She was terrible.
I like our grading system more though.
Oh, Fisk, check out last week's grading at the very least. I don't know. It was halfway through the episode when we graded shit. It was a tribute to you if you didn't watch last week's video, but there was donuts and bald eagles involved. God damn it.
Yeah, we really went in on that one. They look like they do nice. Okay, well, I was gonna say they look like they do nice work, but what is going on with that fuller towards that tip, and why does that bug me so much? You see what
I don't know, but if it goes in where the grind is, I'd actually kind of like it. I think that'd be fancy shit. But
yeah.
And Knucklehead, thanks for joining us. Cheers. I need another beer. Jesus Christ.
Funny how that happens. You drink it, it's gone.
Wait for it. Yeah. I'm opening said beer with a DPX upside down because not only is it not an Emerson, it's also not a bottle opener as well. So
appreciate that.
Mr. DP edition.
Blue marble carbon fiber. Is that what I'm
saying? Yeah, that's blue marbled carbon fiber.
If you call it fat, can you charge people more money for it?
Yeah. So what is the deal with that? Is that the name of a company who produces it, or like what is that?
I think so.
I've never looked into it. I've just kind of accepted it.
No
like, oh yeah, sure. Fat carbon fiber. Why not? I've never questioned it.
It's like the fat tires on a bike. You're just like, cool, okay, yeah, that's a thing.
I always assumed it was like what's his name with the wire mesh and the resin. Made himself a Spyderco. Why can't I remember his name right now?
Yeah, shit. Rafir Noble stuff?
Rafir Noble.
Okay. Yeah, so I think
it's that same kind of thing with fat carbon fiber.
Okay, fair enough.
Company. But I might be wrong.
Let's look at the new arrivals too. Oh. 4 products. These are them.
I personally handled the Acri, which is one of the DC-53. It's one of their budget models. It's going for $45 American.
The Acri.
Yeah, flipped really nice.
Can we look at the front flippery one that Dennis is talking about right now?
The Acri? Yeah, that's what I'm on.
I more want to check out the Kyrex because I haven't. But you guys talking about that? I'm gonna look at my own shit. No, I'm just kidding.
I wanted to point out with this one, the gold liners with everything else blacked out.
Yeah, that's nice.
The inner like Italian in me, like
The inner Italian, not the one you would dare show the public.
Oh no,
the-
the outer Italian's worse. The inner
I don't have the
Italian has
complexion
more
for that.
class. It's like old school.
Hence the appreciation for the gold liners. That makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. It's that new age Italian that's wearing the flag football jerseys and
this is the problem. Yes,
yeah. Just a little too much grease in the hair. Just a touch.
I just want like this in a nice black suit with a couple like a gold watch and a necklace, kind of match the knife to my suit. You know.
So yeah, it was and for $45. I mean, you can spend more money on your suit that way. It's,
I was gonna
it's
say.
Yep.
I'm spending the exact same amount on my suit.
Awesome.
So the knife I was looking at, Kyrix, M390 front flipper carbon fiber titanium. That is a hell of a front flipper. Oh my god!
How
It's
do I
like
spell that?
those Keyryx.
It won't let me search. Sorry, you do not enter. You do not enter search keyword. What?
Don't worry about it. Just scroll down. They only have like 12 knives.
KY. Sorry.
K-E-R.
KARXYX. Okay.
E-R-Y-X. Yeah.
Okay, so there's two different versions here. Black marble and the blue marble. Let's look at the blue marble.
Of course you would.
You know, regular people enjoy color, although it doesn't look like you get a ton here because there's not a lot of room for it to be exposed, but oh well. Fine, we'll look at Dennis's preferred boring black.
It doesn't matter. You're
Oh,
there
no,
now.
no.
I was just saying the front flipper seriously looks like those kitty cat knuckles that you can get where it's the kitty cat face, and that front flipper looks like one of the ears from that kitty cat knuckle.
The hollow, yeah.
Yeah, I could use that for pressure point manipulation. Jesus Christ. It's
The ZT flipper does a similar.
there's one
Type of
picture in
thing.
particular where it's closed and like clip side up, Joe. Oh, it's good. It's good times. You haven't broken through the bottom of the barrel. We've left the barrel open and we invented a game called basketball. That was 100 years ago, man. Come on. Like,
Who's saying we're scraping here? Is
we
that
didn't
you,
steal
Fitz?
it from the Mayans. Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried.
I was drinking.
Infinite, thanks for joining us after slicing and dicing a bunch of 12-year-olds. Good times. Good times. I'm not going to give a reference point. Read the comments to figure that one out.
No, just figure it out for yourself. Just context matters, and you get none.
So yeah, that kitty cat ear is something else.
That looks very nasty, my dude.
Aggressive.
Like, holy shit.
Other than that, I like the knife. I wish they would put that away and just leave it open all the time. And maybe curve off that front little reverse tanto triangular tip a little bit. Maybe she's footy that thing a little bit more. Don't worry about it. I'm just going to design my own knife. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm happy that they included both the inlaid material on the front here and the back, but they only did the speed holes on one side. That's the... Oh, and look at that! Right hand only pocket clips. Well, at least they did something right.
I like the fact that the little plaque there is also the over travel stop for the
Yes.
lock bar.
That's always a nice trick to see done.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not a bad knife. So
Just send
Anyway.
it out to what's his name? It's gonna be my theme for the night. What's his name?
The guy who does things.
The guy
Sweet.
that bobs all of his knives. Shrinks them down, makes them like more rounded.
Oh, blade chops or whatever.
Blade chops. I suck at names. Yeah. Send it to Blade Chops. See what he can do with that thing.
I'm just taking
Okay.
a quick look at the Centurion here. Centurion? Centurion.
Yeah, that's their new one that they're all like proud about and stuff.
It doesn't look bad.
Is anybody else getting some like 80s vibes with
A
modern
little.
materials?
A little bit. I don't hate it.
Well, it just really reminded me of the Best Tech clip point Bowie that we just had come in the shop. It's not exactly the same. The blade shape's not quite the same, but it has that kind of vibe to it for sure. And that's why I was talking about. Yeah, they're probably made in the Best Tech factory because Jesus, man, like they have some of their nicest stuff in particular has that kind of vibe to it. So, and Knucklehead in Alberta, we're all boys that work in a shop in Calgary. We've got an online store. We do that on the side. We do this also on the side. There's a lot of sides going on. I don't know. Anyway.
There's the couple
At least 2.
that we know of. Okay, so that's cool. Another Chinese-based OEM making some fairly interesting-looking stuff. I'm honestly more interested in the addition of this new steel that I've never run into before. But that's just moi.
I can't say anything about Microtech Fisk because, you know, I don't want to get sued, but, you know, maybe Reich knives. Maybe it is. Maybe it's Dav gear. Who knows?
At least there's videos of Microtech doing factory tours as opposed to, well, what was that company? Quartermaster? That was in the super secret bunker that no one was allowed to see ever.
Was it a silo? Was it secretly a missile silo?
Yeah,
was that the bunker?
It was like a decommissioned bunker missile silo or some shit in the middle of a field. Yeah.
It was actually just a grain silo. They jazzed it up a little bit.
Yep. There's just one guy in there with a typewriter that does all the product descriptions. Everything else is ordered from China. No.
Those knives made me sad. For like, you could get carpal tunnel from looking at them.
Yeah. I was gonna say at least they're not like dark ops, but I don't know. Some of them were close to dark ops.
And apparently Fisk has the latest and greatest news. Straight up announced they're in bed with one of the Chinese factories, potentially for, I don't know, is it blades, the whole 9 yards assembled in? I don't know what the level of in bed.
Interesting.
Is it first base, second base, third base? We can figure it out from there. Just give us how many American Eagles?
It's just hand jobs.
3 glazed donuts? They're glazed. Come on.
But like really unenthusiastic hand jobs though. Like, man, just a bad time. Honestly, if I had to guess, well, okay. Remember how Microtech announced that they were going to start selling bit drivers that were very inexpensive because they weren't made in the States?
Yes.
Yes,
I do remember those things.
I figured that's probably a bigger part of it than just them making blades and stuff out of China, unless they're doing a new lineup, like how Benchmade did their red class forever ago. I could see them doing something like that. Microtechs, they seem to be doing really, really good year after year. So
yeah, so does Dab Gear. The more we talk about stuff, the more I'm sure. I mean, he's probably not Dab Gear anymore. He's probably something completely different now.
He's Dave Gear now. He earned that E at the end of his name.
Dave Gear. He got an E on the end of year too. That's the next step. It's like his black belt. Every time you get another E.
Davey. Nice.
The third E is silent. It's fine.
But not the 4th?
No,
you pronounce that one.
Oh, that's god awful. Thank you for
get
that.
it right.
So yeah, that's my thing.
That's the cool thing. The neat thing.
I don't have any like pictures or stuff
Okay, give me 2 seconds there, Paul. I got a government mandated break it up here, so
That's fair. Flicky knife interlude. Hiya.
Yeah. I guess we'll just. Oh, I hit my cord.
Yeah, you did.
Well, that's a little bit louder for the kids in the back.
Bro, he's ragging on your cord.
Speaking of 12-year-olds on Halo, sorry, there's your context. In case you were sitting through this far in the video and you didn't want to go digging through comments. Played a little bit Halo this week, and haven't touched the game in years, but sat with some friends. Man, those chat rooms have not gotten any more lighthearted over the years. It's still just a fucking slugfest. Oh my god.
Just a cacophony of awful.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad. I know it's not knife related, but just it was an experience I had yesterday, so I thought I'd throw it out there.
We can talk about the fact that I'm pretty sure the card that gives you a combat knife and Back for Blood is the Rambo 3.
Oh, really? That's kind of
sure.
funny.
I'll have to take a picture of it tonight. I'll share it with the group chat. We can confirm that next week.
Knives in video games are always hilarious to me, especially when they try to be replications of like real life knives. Actually, recently, for the first time, I bought a cosmetic in a video game. Like, I think probably in 13, 14 years. But because, oh, dude, like the equivalent of like $10 to play as Ghostface from Scream in COD. Fuck yeah. I mean, sure. Why not?
I'll give you that.
So
I came back and our chat and their chat is completely two different things.
Yep.
Yeah, we're not going to address that.
I have played with the banter. It was pretty nice. It was a sleeper there, Fisk. That was the knife related thing that I'm going to address in the chat. But other than that, Victorino asking if we have the baby banter in store yet. No, we do not. Probably within the month we'll have the baby banter in store of some variation. So yeah, we're working on that one. I got to handle one not too long ago. It was okay, but I didn't like it as much as I wanted to. Anyway. Yeah. How's that for a derailing?
Let me re-rail it for a second. Infinite Gunworks says Joe is less scream and more scary movie. Don't ever say
the word re-rail again.
Thank you.
I was gonna comment on Joe railing things, but you know, so.
You should never comment on those things. It's just a bad time for everyone involved.
Yes, reminds me a lot of the mini H&K. I still like the mini H&K more, but it has those vibes for sure. The baby banter has too much of a choil. It's like if they combined a mini H&K and a Dragonfly.
Okay, but like
that's what I wanted. I wanted Dragonfly.
You think you want it, but you don't want it, and then you get it in your hand. You're like, no, someone should have put this out of their misery.
I think you're wrong.
Yeah,
I haven't even touched it yet.
It's like when the penguins and the elephants breed in Noah's Ark. You think you want it, and then you don't. You don't want it.
Why did you ever think you wanted elephants to breed with penguins? That's a weird thing, Dennis.
I don't know. Ask Seth MacFarlane. He's the one that put it in Family Guy.
True facts.
I do not watch Family Guy. I refuse, sir. I refuse.
Knucklehead's asking about the WEvivi Rustic Gent. It was my SHOT Show pick of the year for last year. How was season 2 for us, Fisk? Was it okay? I think that was when my pick was. You can go back and watch one of those videos. But yes, I like it quite a bit more than the Appalachian Drifter that I actually bought for myself, even though the S35V, the action's not as fun as I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be flicky. It's not fucking flicky.
Okay. It's very flicky. It's very, very flicky.
It's flicky like a CRKT is flicky, Joe. You're not allowed to be part of this conversation.
I will say,
Rustic Gent is back in my pocket.
Okay, yeah. Why is that? Because you didn't tell me why. You said you were going to tell me why. So now you need
Did
to
I
tell
not
me.
tell you about?
No,
Okay.
no,
I forgot. I'm gonna tell you what.
yeah.
So I was using this knife in this position, like a scalpel or something like that, cutting
Oh,
little bits out of paper,
no.
and without a lock, it did that on me, and it made me uncomfortable.
I apologize. You did actually tell me that there was a brief period while we were at work where you're like, I'll tell you later. And several
Also,
hours
the
later,
finish
you
doesn't
did.
hold up for shit.
No, that kind of light bead blasted finish that I'm not a fan of on any material, regardless of, yeah.
It's almost stonewashing. I think they're trying to be stonewashing.
Sure, really tiny stones, but no, it's not stone. It's not. It's not.
Hey, just because they're small doesn't mean that they don't matter, man. Come on.
I'm gonna say they don't matter. I'm saying it.
Apparently, we've been warned about the Mac 2 3.5 from McNee.
Hey, is it a 2 or is it a 3.5?
No, the Mac 2 3.5.
Can we split the difference and make it a 2.75? Like,
well, you realize I have to. I don't have the foggiest clue.
2.75 is not half of 3.5 either. But
is this the McNee of the McBee fame? I would imagine.
He is the McNee's bees.
There you go.
Okay, so what's so great about this knife?
Oh, riddle me that, Batman.
File not found. Wow, that's fantastic. Let's just go to McNee's website. All right.
I wish McBee wasn't so much goddamn money, because I'd own one if it wasn't so much goddamn money.
Be so bad.
I mean, Sharp and Sweet likes to show them off. Shout out to her on Instagram because she's got a ton of them and she likes to play with the fancy etchings and stuff, right? So
probably her fault as to why I want so many of them.
Yeah,
because
shout out.
Pictures of them. I like it. It's a cute little knife.
Mm-hmm.
It would fit right in the fifth pocket.
I'm not finding shit.
If this would. Maybe it's a secret. Maybe he's spilling tea.
So, anyway, apparently, we've been warned.
Keep our eyes out for it, I suppose. But,
Consider yourself warned. So the thing that I was going to talk about tonight was the recent DBK video and the Delta 3V.
Oh yeah, I still never watched that. That's right.
You're a guy.
That's all right. You guys can ramble on about it, and I'll make up some bullshit along the way. It's good.
I haven't seen it either, but I know a little bit about Delta 3 heat treat. So
okay, good. So the video is about 3V and this very specific heat treat, the Delta, and how much tougher it makes your knife. And DBK did a really good video about like putting this knife through its paces compared to, was it a bushcrafter? I think it was a Bark River bushcrafter.
You would know better than
yeah. Or an Aurora.
You did say it was a Bark River of some variety, and you did say it was 3V, but yeah.
And like smashed bricks with it, tried to cut a nail in half with it, a bunch of other things. And they had to go to the absolute extremes, like trying to cut a nail in half, to actually find a difference because 3V is just that good. And the Bark River held up. It didn't chip like badly. All things considered, they were chopping a nail in half, but there was definite edge damage. You would have had to sit down and resharpen that thing fully. Whereas the Delta, they were still just barely able to slice paper after the brick test, which is kind of insane.
So you're less concerned about edge deformation. You're less worried about the plastic deformation of the steel overall. Is really what this is supposed to improve. seems to.
And as far as I understood, the Delta heat treat was designed or created with the intent of maximizing 3V for competition choppers, where like every little bit counts.
Yeah, you're less worried about your edge retention, wear resistance. You're more concerned about, hey, this knife isn't going to break, it isn't going to warp, it isn't going to have the edge deflect and dull because of that. Yeah. Delta 3V heat treat has been used by a couple different manufacturers. One of the more infamous ones was Survive Knives, and I think they're finally moving away from it. But there's been a number of others.
So, do we want to get her off of the Migurons thing and at least go back to something not on that? I don't know.
Good, but I don't have any pictures of any 3V knives while we're talking about this stuff.
No.
I don't think that because it's shoot.
Is that the way to tell me to fuck off? It's just gonna stay on.
Well, no, I went
Okay.
through all three of them. But...
your meaty fist, Joe. It's full circle.
Full circle back to your meaty fist.
That's how life is. It's all in the fist, right?
I bet your life is just all the fist, bud. All
the time, without stop or mercy. Okay, so I don't know if Carruthers has his own website or anything like that. Is it David Carruthers? Is it Trevor?
I mean,
is it the Carruthers brothers by any chance?
No. This is the guy, I believe. Yeah, Nathan the Machinist Carruthers. He's pretty active. He's a moderator on Blade forums, actually, I think. But he does. I'm pretty sure this is the guy who did the Delta heat treat. Like, this is the guy who came up with it.
This is very familiar from the video that I watched, quite honestly. I'm pretty sure they showed this in the video, like his website.
So. I just wanted to find a quick blurb just to quantify it, but...
And his nickname is the Machinist, so I'm wondering if he lost a bunch of weight for that movie like Christian Bale did.
Apples and cigarettes?
It's just,
yeah, of course.
Hashtag apples and cigarettes.
He wasn't slinging enough hamsters, obviously. That's
clearly. So there was an interesting comment that you made when we were talking about this early in the week, Joe, which was that the Delta heat treatment is basically following the heat treat guide sheet as far as what you should do with this steel, right?
As far as what he's actively said on Blade forums, is like, I follow their recommendations and I improve upon them, edging towards toughness. Yeah, I had to go back and re-find that quote, which I've since lost. But yeah, no, it's he's been very specific about this in the past. It's like, this isn't magic. This isn't like some mythical, otherwise unattainable thing. It's just, no, I took the time and the effort to really dial in these characteristics in this steel. But to date, he's the only one who's doing it like this. So there must be something to it, right?
I wonder if it's a pain in the ass to get it like that strict.
As far as I understand, his services are not cheap. But his output is very clean, and every time I see one of his knives posted on Blade forums, it's like, yeah, it's really premium looking shit, man. Like, yeah.
I was going to comment about his services. I'm like, have you seen what kind of shape he's in? He lost all that weight. Like, seriously.
That too.
Ribs. Like a walking xylophone.
Yep.
Should be on a Russian runway model. I tell you. Yep. Nothing against Nathan Carruthers. It's apparently he's making a fine 3V knife. Yeah. Fair. So you said impact resistance is.
That's the big thing. He's really well known for his big choppers, which makes sense given the context of what Paul was bringing up here with the
competition.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think I saw a gallery here.
I'm more than okay with choppers for sure.
Like 5 times.
What's that? Sorry.
They started the video by shooting it 5 times.
Okay.
They did not shoot the Bark River.
Well, no, that's their knife.
Yeah. Well, dude, they smashed bricks with the Bark River.
Yeah, but that's their knife. So
Yeah.
it's Bark Rivers 3V is pretty damn good. And I'm pretty sure they used a micarta handle on it. It's not a fancy wood handle on that particular one that they're
I think
using.
it's a pretty plain, like black canvas or something like that.
Yeah.
Quite honestly.
Something that would take that more. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm pretty sure, I don't know if Paul witnessed me smash on the ironwood as much, the Bravo.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the knife I brought out when we went out to the backcountry.
Sure it was.
And yeah, even with the ironwood handle, I was not nice to that knife in any way. Like, so.
Yep. 3V is impressive. Delta 3V apparently is just at that next level of holy shit.
Why does this look like the Bark River? What's that big one? The big Bravo.
The Grizzly?
Bravo Crusader?
Grizzly, the big Grizzly looks like this thing.
There's a Bravo Crusader, right?
There is, I think so. Yeah.
I think it's like this as well. Maybe not quite as long.
I'm gonna bring
But
up
this
a
is
picture.
straight
I'm
up
curious.
a competition chopper for sure.
Oh yeah, not quite as much the offset handle, but I just want to see a picture.
That's
There
the
we go.
Bravo handle. They're pretty straight.
Yeah.
It's not as long. Not nearly as long.
No clip
Absolutely.
on the behemoth, which is what this thing is called.
But yeah, either way, I don't blame them for not shooting theirs because
the
it's
mother.
theirs.
Yep.
And yeah, as far as the Carruthers, what can it take? I mean, let's get this party started. If you say it's as tough as it is, type of yeah.
That's
So
exactly it. It was impressive. That's the way they started.
So
And then-
here's the thing. It's this much more tough than standard 3V. He's listing it at 60.5 HRC, which is not that different from the final Rockwell listed by other companies. So yeah, there's something in terms of the actual technique involved that's a bit different.
I mean, we've gotten into this conversation over and over again, but yeah, what Rockwell has been posted and what Rockwell has been achieved sometimes are two different things. So
these are small enough batches, and I trust his ratings.
Oh no, with this one in particular, but compared to other companies on the market, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, Benchmade. Let's just say Benchmade, after all the scrutiny, they're probably keeping up with what they say they're keeping up with.
I wasn't saying any company in particular, Joe.
Well,
I got to go there.
Making an example of them.
I've only reprofiled 3 Pucos and haven't really noticed that much of a difference between the 3, but that's fine. It's fine. Don't you worry about it. So
I'm not worried.
No. I mean, you totally keep tabs on what Benchmade is doing out of the 3 of us for sure.
Oh, yeah, clearly.
Speaking of Pucos being reground.
Yeah, true story. Mine's back there.
Mine's right here.
Don't worry about it.
There's still a pretty heavy burr on this thing.
I'm still showing off a brand new mini skirmish.
Yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't your carry for the.
No. I have a list of things, and this thing will not be carried, sir. This thing will be probably put into a pouch and saved so I can carry the other one and bring it out of retirement. So
I'll be quite honest with you. I expected you to flip one out with each hand and be like,
He's probably done that at least once to himself in the mirror, but just the once. It's time for my government mandated break. Sorry to do this, but I'll be back in about 2 minutes.
Sounds good. We're probably going to wrap this up when Joe gets back, but yeah, I can't complain because I do it every week. So I got an hour. That's all I got in me. It's especially when the beer starts flowing, and yeah.
That's fair. That is fair. Justin's abusing his S45 by cutting boxes. That's about all of what's going on in chat that I think I'm going to touch.
Yeah, I think you should only touch the S45. And I'm also curious if the S45 actually beat out the Super Freak. Like, did you actually set aside the Super Freak to cut something and picked up your PM2 with the S45 to get the job done. I mean, looks like a Gale Bradley on that design. I haven't actually compared the two, but it's funny you say that, Knucklehead, because I have an OG. That's not the right pouch. And Joe actually has a Gale Bradley too. So I'm not sure. There it is. Look at that son of a bitch. Huh. I guess it's got a little bit of those lines, eh? You can blame Neil Blackwood for that. I had nothing to do with it. But yeah.
I'll be honest, it's got a little bit of a Matrix thing to me. All of the robots in the Matrix have like multiple eyes. And that's what the speed holes look like to me.
And I think with the butt end in particular, actually, there's definitely some
significant butt end.
I share the same booty. I mean,
significant butt end. That's what I get to come back to. Thank you.
Yeah, for the record, that's my rap name.
Significant butt end. Yeah, boy.
No, let's just end this chat right now.
Whoa, hold on.
No,
we're not going
Joe,
in. We're not going
Joe.
into a rap battle. Come on, it's only 8:45. It's
8:45, and we're way too late for that. Like,
oh, dude, me more so than either of you. Don't worry about it.
Dude, I glow in the dark. Let's be honest here.
Glow in the sunlight, just iridescent. Just like.
Oh.
Bought a new large H&K. Very nice, Fisk. Very nice. Still seeking out a mini. The last guy I know that tracked down a mini had to settle for a half serrated, so I hope you're not in the same boat, because I guess, man, but still.
That's when you just grind out the half serrations and make it a
ew.
Yeah, make it into a brown tracker. Yeah.
I hate you all. You might as well have bought one of those Miguron knives with the weird grind on it. Seriously.
Hey, come on now. Glass houses and all that.
Can't live around me, that's for sure.
He's throwing stones whether
I'm literally the definition of throwing stones. Yes.
That is enigmatic as hell. Thank you.
Oh, perfect. That's the way we should end the stream.
I think so.
Just fade to black.
Think so.
Fisk is saying you just make it full serrations.
Well, if I can send it to, is it Todd Beth? Tom Beth? I think
full Veth, then sure.
Yeah, if I can send it to Beth, do it up.
No, you only VEF the part that wasn't half serrated in the first place.
That's disgusting.
Then you got a shun dual core dissected. They wear at 2 different rates.
Oh.
But think about how much cord you could cut.
It's cord. I'm not thinking of a cord with that kind of serration. Jesus.
Oh,
Well,
that's a yikes for me, dog. That's a
think the cutting edge and
the cutting edge. Yeah, we should. Why?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, we weren't there. That's cool, but we didn't actually talk about anything. I was like, wait.
Thank you.
Black Friday. Tomorrow's Cyber Monday. You got one more day. Capitalize on that. We got online promos and all that good times. Yeah, Knucklehead, thanks for joining us for the first time. Yeah, it's a fun night, week after week on Sunday. So
sometimes we do reviews. Sometimes it's nights like tonight.
One VEF up near the tip, as long as it's a reverse VEF or maybe a blunt tipped VEF like CRKT tried to do. Just one of the square ones right up at the front. It's like a guy who is missing 2 teeth. Sorry.
I was going to actually ask for an apology, so I appreciate you preemptively giving me one.
Yep.
Slag on myself. Good times.
Hey, Justin bought his guitar. Sweet.
So, yeah, also YouTube having fun. Yeah, Instagram. Yeah, one of those. What Paul said.
I think we're still 15 people away from
That's good times. We can rustle up that many Damascus sellers. I mean, some of those
I-
new Instagram, I won a gift card. I bet you we could scrounge 15 of those up to get a giveaway going.
We absolutely could, and I absolutely unfollow those fuckers every single day. I want real followers. Show your friends.
Fisk, we have started putting up pics on our Pokey Factor page. It took us a long time. We did. And by he, I mean the Pokey Factor page and none of our personal ones, even though some of us take some pretty pictures. Anyway, neither here nor there. Thanks on Patreon for everyone who has participated. We still don't have a Christmas cheer bonus thingy. We got to get on that. Maybe we'll see what happens. Christmas miracle. Patreon followers, we're gonna have a big subscription surprise. I don't know. Yeah, giveaway. I don't know. Sure.
Subscriber.
Someone else talk for a bit.
Yeah, we're gonna give something away to our Patreons or patrons of our Patreon, as it were.
It may be a belated Christmas gift by the time we actually get around to doing stuff, but you know, Christmas is a crazy time, so sorry.
It's so busy.
Oh, dude.
It's fine.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, cool. I guess that is what we have to say on the end of that thing. Thanks for everyone who joined us. Yeah, we'll be back next week, maybe with a review. Not on the baby banter.
Not yet.
No.
But maybe.
Dennis doesn't want to touch that thing, but it's nice when one of us doesn't at least score a 7 on the enthusiasm. If someone's actually like around a 2, it just adds a little bit of spice to the overall reviews.
No, Dennis can give it a 6. I'll give it an 8, and balance in the universe.
Joe's score doesn't matter. I think that's what Paul was saying there. It's
Yeah.
It's like
round it out to 7. What did Joe score it? No, round it out to 7.
I was trying to be subtle about it, man. God.
All right, guys. We are going to sign off for the evening. Thanks again for everyone. I am who I am. I'm Dennis Wipers.
I am the Iron Joe.
And I'm XL.ca.
Thanks again for joining, guys. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
So what you're saying is the Bravo 3V beat Delta 3V. Does that mean the Charlie 3V wasn't even considered? I mean,
not even close.
It's terrible. I mean, we're waiting for Alpha 3V.
What about the Omega 3V?
I don't want to think about it.
Might get you.
And